Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to design a special effect on the virus TI. And of course this is just one example and there are many different ways of designing sound effects. And in this example I would like to use mainly some envelopes to kind of have a raising sound, and then at one point it should fade out, and of course a lot of modulation should be happening, a lot of effects should be applied. And in order to get pretty quick and pretty fast, I'm usually changing LFO1 to be used in envelope mode, because there are already some pre-assigned parameters that I'm usually using, and if I'm not using them, then I'm going to choose a different LFO. Depends on which parameters I want to be modulating over time as part of an envelope. I could also use the internal envelopes. There are envelope 3 and 4, which could be used in the slot 1 to slot 6, but it's much faster for me to use the LFO usually, because you also have this one assignment in addition. So this is an init patch. The only thing I did was enabling the envelope mode on LFO1. I'm changing the oscillator balance to just hear one oscillator. And one example is, you could start with the pitch to be changed over time, and if you change the waveform to a sawtooth, then it's just executing once due to the envelope mode, and you already can hear that it's effect-like. Okay, so next off, let's see, I would like to change, what could we change to have the effects going on a bit more interesting? It could be, let's see, for example, we're changing the oscillator first of all to something like maybe even a grain complex, and the index of the wavetable a bit in the middle. Let's just choose any of the wavetables just for fun. We will randomly choose things, and that's the nice thing about designing special effects for me. Sometimes it's a lot of freedom to choose different kind of, or try different kind of sounds, wavetables and parameters, so it feels more open to experiments than designing other kind of sounds usually. Okay, so back to this assignment here. Oh, there it was. So for example, we could go to oscillator 1 and the F shift. And then it's hardly to hear, so we can maybe change the index to something that, or maybe even the wavetable to something that sounds a bit more present. Okay, there we have something. Okay, so maybe for my taste this is a bit too much. Okay, so we have already something, and then with LFO2 I'm just going to keep it in normal mode and not have it set to envelope mode. And here I would just for example, change the wavetable index, and maybe also the panorama. And we could have in the first slot we could have an assignment to LFO2. Where is it? The LFO2 rate. So we could start slow and make the rate go a bit faster, controlled by LFO1. Okay, that's a bit too fast at the beginning, so we can maybe slow it down and become even slower over time. I hope you can hear that. Still I find this a bit too high. Okay, that sounds a bit more interesting to me at least. Okay, so then let's see, we might also want to use the attack, the envelope attack, and the release, so that it's fading out, and we can trigger the effect multiple times, and it's not just like stopping when I'm releasing the keys. And then, for example, we can choose a filter with envelope amount, and a bit of resonance. And also pretty nice for special effects is usually the noise level. We could also make it fade in via the LFO1, for example. Oh no, I changed it here. What was it? It was the LFO2. Sorry, LFO2 rate. And then I can go to the next available row in this slot, and I can change it to the noise, for example, noise volume. And I can make it, fade in with the effect. And of course, special effect is nothing without like proper effects on top, and the Virus TI is very powerful for that, as you know. So we could start with a reverb and a pretty long time, and maybe some delay. So let's use the classic one with some feedback, or maybe the tape clock. Okay, that sounds already pretty nice. So I would also choose the second filter, applying some high pass filtering. Okay. Of course, it might also be possible to, start, if you know the key that you're playing, you might also want to use the EQ to kind of, make it sound a bit more balanced, but you can also fix that in a mix later on, of course. Also quite nice is usually the unison. So when I'm changing it to maybe 3, detune it a bit and put the spread all over the place. It adds a bit more, a bit more stereo panorama to it. Okay, so I think that's it so far. I hope you liked that video, and see you in the next video.